So it's
So,
so fascinating.
shall we take everyone through an exercise? Yeah, like a group exercise. We take a look at one element. Could we take
Yeah,
a look at the heart line? Because we're talking about
yeah. Everybody loves to talk about the heartline because that's something that we all pretty much know. If we know anything about palmistry, we know the heartline. So yeah, so I actually have a little.
So I'm going to request everyone. Cynthia, how should we do this? Should we ask everyone?
Why don't I take everybody through the 4 basic types of heartlines, and I'm
Yeah,
going to show you
yeah,
what they look like.
yeah.
So I'm going to actually draw this on I've got a whiteboard here. Okay, so we will first look at the fire heartline. Okay, so this is what a fire heartline looks like.
Okay, so I should be looking at my right hand.
No, you can look at either hand. This just happens to be the way I drew it. But yeah, so the heartline actually starts underneath your little finger. Yeah. And it will go towards either your middle finger or your index finger. Okay, so
is that right? That's
yes,
that's the line.
It's so the major. The major line. Sorry.
I'm just asking everyone on the call. Can everyone see? Just type a big yes in Telegram. If you can see the line and you know which line we're looking at. Yeah. It's from your little finger. So I'm looking at my left hand. Cynthia, quick question. The line looks different on both my hands. Does that mean I have 2 hearts?
Okay, that's a good question because you're right. It does matter which hand you're looking at, what's going on. Okay, so I do read both hands, by the way. So the hand that you write with, we would normally call that the active hand.
Okay.
And for the heart line, that's going to represent how you emotionally relate to people in public.
Okay.
Okay, so you can think of acquaintances or friends, people that are not as deeply connected. On your passive hand, it's going to be more of the intimate, very, very close relationships.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and that's for the heart line. Okay. So that's the line we're talking about. So that's your emotional connection line. Okay. So when you have this type of formation, we call this a fire heart line. So it's short and curved. Okay. So a fire heart line is somebody who is very expressive. Okay. So anytime the heart line curves, that shows expressiveness. And when it's short, it means that it's the energy, it comes up and out very quickly. Okay, so this person doesn't feel as deeply, but they feel immediate. Okay, so a fire heartline person is most likely to fall in love first, and they're probably also likely to fall out of love first. So the energy comes up and out very quickly. When you think of fire, you can think of how it like burns, but then it also burns out, right? So it's quick. Okay. So somebody with a fire heartline, they wear their emotions on their sleeve, right? You know exactly what they're feeling every second of the day. Okay, but they also just get it done. So for example, if they're angry, well, they'll probably be angry for a few minutes and then they're done. Okay. Or if they're unhappy, they're not going to be unhappy forever. They're just going to get it up and out. Okay. So there's benefits to all the heart lines, but that's the benefit to the fire heart line.
So does it be short or can it be curved and long as well?
No. This is considered short and curved. This is fire. Okay. So moving to the long and curved, we can go to that one next. Okay, we'll stay with the curved lines. So the long and curved will go all the way over to Jupiter, which is our index finger. All the fingers, by the way, are named after the Roman gods. Okay, so this one will carry over into the index finger area. Okay, we call this a water heart line. Okay. Now, water heart lines, they feel a lot more, okay, because that water is flowing. And so I call this the big sweetie pie type heart line. It's like the mother, the one who wants to take care of you. It's like, okay, do you need something to eat? Let me go fix you something to eat.
Oh.
Do you need to be tucked into bed? Let me come tuck you into bed. Okay, so this is the mothering person, and I would also just call it the nurturer, right?
Okay.
The challenge with the nurturer, though, is are you actually wanting to receive what they're offering? Okay, so my mom has this heart line, and she always wants to do my laundry, even though I'm an adult now. Every time I go see her, she's like, can I do your laundry? And I will always tell her, no, I can do my own laundry. It's so funny. So she's so beautiful. She's a wonderful mother. She's a fantastic mother, but she's always trying to push stuff on me. She's always trying to feed me. It's hysterical. So, so that's the water heart line.
So I'm just going to check with everyone. Has anyone found themselves to have a fire line and a water line? We'll take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, Cynthia, go, please.
Okay.
We'll go
So
to
moving on, we've got the short, straight heart line. Okay, so heart lines do not always curve. Okay. Sometimes they just go straight across the hand. Okay, so this is what we would call an earth heart line. Okay, so an earth heart line, I nicknamed this one the James Bond. Okay. Okay.
I'm curious to know why.
Well, because it's dangerous to feel.
Oh.
Okay. You could actually be killed if you feel anything or if you express your feelings. So an earth heartline person is not going to share what they're feeling. They're going to keep their emotions very hidden. They're going to be the one who is kind of stoic, and they don't even think about emotions most of the time because they're too busy saving the world, right? So they have other more important pressing matters. And so emotions are just not on their radar. It's like they just don't think about it. But it doesn't mean that they don't feel, because they may be the ones who are slower to get into the relationship. But once they get in, it is set in stone. Okay, so my dad actually had this heart line. Oh. And he never talked about his own feelings. When growing up, we never knew what he was feeling. And he was actually in a job where he wasn't allowed to talk about his job. And so he was in like security clearance type work where he had to keep things very secret. And it was the perfect job for him because he could keep his secret so well. And it didn't bother him. And so my mom, who was the giving, nurturing, was perfect for him because they had the synergy of the earth and the water. So when we look at compatibility, we look at the elements and how they play with each other. So the water nourishes the earth, and the earth is grounding for the water. So in terms of a heartline match, they were a very good match, and they were married over 50 years.
Oh, how lovely.
So it makes sense, right?
How lovely.
So that's the earth heartline. But, try to get out of them what they're feeling, good luck with that.
I just want to tell everyone, we'll raise your questions. I'm seeing a lot of questions, Cynthia, so I'm going to raise them once we've gone through all the different types.
Okay, yeah, we got one more to talk about, and that's the air heartline. And of course, the air heartline is going to be straight, just like Earth, but it's going to be much, much longer. Okay, so it's going to end under the Jupiter finger or the index finger. And this one is actually, I consider this the most romantic of the heart lines.
Oh.
Because, okay, so this person is very thoughtful about their emotions. They feel a lot. Okay, air actually does feel, but they don't express it necessarily in words. Okay, so what they do is they express it in experiences.
Oh.
Okay, so when you think about the romantic walk on the beach or the candlelight dinner with the perfect meal, An air heart line person is the one who sets that up.
Ah, okay.
And they're so beautiful. But they're inside, they're probably like, it's a jumbled mess. But they are very thoughtful. So for example, if you're having a bad day, an air heart line person is the one who sends the note. I hope you feel better. I'm thinking about you. And it's just so beautiful to find that type of a heart line, because especially as a friend, they make very good friends, because they're going to be the ones to just take care of things for you and just be thoughtful. I had a client actually who had this type of heart line, and she used to send me little cards every few months, you know, and they would have hands on them. She was so thoughtful about it.
Oh, they know what you would like.
Yes, yes.
They're sensitive to what you like, what you would like. Oh,
yes.
That's so lovely.
But of course, the challenging thing with this type of heart line is that they can overthink things, and they can also fret and worry about it. So for example, once they go on that romantic date, they go home and they will literally go through the entire date in their mind. Did I do this right? Did I do that right? Oh, I could have done that better. And they can literally worry themselves to, you know, to the point of extreme. So they have to watch out for that.
Okay. So Cynthia, I have a whole bunch of questions here. In fact, Teresa raised it, and I was thinking about it myself because I saw the same thing. So Teresa, you and I both have this. We have our hotline goes and comes to the middle of our two fingers. So if you see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Teresa, does yours curve as well? Just let me know. So because mine curves quite a lot.
Yeah. Can you hold it a little closer to the camera?
There.
Yeah, I would still consider yours fiery, because I actually look at it right in between the phalanges. Okay, let me draw a line here so you guys can see. So if it falls into the Saturn side, which is your middle finger, then I would consider it fiery.
Yeah, it does.
If it goes farther over into Jupiter, then I would consider it more watery.
Okay. So mine is kind of towards Saturn, I would presume.
Yeah, yours is fire. That's fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can tell us which side does your line go towards, and we'll take a look. We have another person, in fact, who's asked, Preeti's asked, my heart line goes in between middle and index finger. So Preeti, same thing for us, for all three of us.
Spread the fingers out and then just draw a line and see which side it falls on.
Okay.
So, and then if you still can't tell, by the way, just kind of look at it and then ask yourself, this is always a good question. Where does the line want to go?
Oh, how can you tell?
Well, you can tell just by looking at it. So sometimes if it's right on the edge, that's the question I literally will ask. Okay. Where does this line want to go? Okay. And it'll tell me.
Okay. There was one other question. Somebody said their line splits. So even mine, for example, I would think that line is splitting.
Yes.
Right?
Line splits are very, very common.
Okay.
So this is going to show emotional variation. Okay. So the dominant part of the line is going to show the dominant energy. Okay. So for you, Ruchira, I would say the fiery is your dominant. Okay. So normally you like to get things up and out, but sometimes you can't. Okay. That's where the split is coming in, and it's keeping it under the surface. Okay. So when your energy is, you know, because we're complex emotional beings, right? Things are not simple. So sometimes we do embody two different heart lines. And like you were saying about the two hands, sometimes they're totally different on the two hands. Okay. So that's another thing that can happen. And so again, you would
ask everyone to take a look at the heart line on their non-dominant, on their passive hand as well. Yeah. So if I look at mine, on my left hand. So my left hand, I'm a right-handed person. So my left hand is my passive hand. And again, my heart line curves quite deeply, I would think, right?
Yeah, yours looks very similar on both of your hands.
Yeah. And
which indicates
but
that
this
you're
one goes towards my index finger more than my middle finger.
Right. So again, your passive hand is going to show how you relate to your intimate people, right? Your close family, your close friends. So you're going to be a little bit more of the nurturer with those people.
Okay.
And with on your other side, you're more of the fiery. So yeah, you're a little more on the watery side on your close side.
Ah, okay. Okay. That's that's actually true. I mean, in the sense I can totally relate to that.